Big Dog, your favorite father-son duo covering Miami Hurricanes football and sports every Thursday at 7 p.m. live. You know how we do, man. It's been a long time coming. We've been lost, but we're here, man. And we'll get into the reasons why we've been lost. But what's up, Big Dog?
What do you say, guys? Good evening, everybody. Got a whole bunch of guys on here. 863 Kane, Robert Zura, Joseph Holmes. What do you say? Cheryl Trevino, Richie Fletcher. I understand it's his is it his birthday? Oh, tomorrow's his birthday. The big force. Don't worry about the 4-0, Richie. I mean, listen, I passed the 5-0. I'm like sneaking up on the 6-0. But happy birthday, man. I hope you have a great birthday.
Happy birthday, brother, man. Happy early birthday.
Yeah, Richie. Let's see. Dreadlock. What do you say, Dreadlock? Buddy, Orange and Green Blood. Cohen. This
Kane
is for Cohen.
Shades, Hurricane Logan.
Gotta do this for Cohen.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about the U. That's for Cohen.
0-2 don't matter, baby. It's always and always will be all about the U.
Absolutely. Kane Shades, Byron Lamb, Ben Pratt. What do you guys say? Good evening, all of you, man. Thank you for joining us.
I think Kane Shade, I think you changed your name, man. I forgot what his name was. Joseph. What's up, Joseph? Calvin.
Oh, he was all about the U, I think.
I think it was. What's going on, Taz? Jason Arnold, AJ, Kenny. What's going on, man?
What do you say, guys?
It's been a long time coming. It was Mr. All About the U, yeah. So yeah, just to give you guys a quick little run up on everything that's been going on, man. After we went live on Thursday of last week, we promised you guys that we were going to give you our UNC breakdown. Had it all set up, edited, perfect video clips, uploaded it on that Friday in the morning, and we got a copyright strike. Now I know some people thought that we were going to be suspended or whatever, but that's when you get a copyright strike on your live stream or a previously recorded live stream. That's when you get a copyright strike and like a 90-day ban, I believe it is. But so yeah, man, that happened, and me and the Big Dog. Ever since that Friday, I put out a short little video just so everybody would know what was going on, and we're still in the process of going through these things with YouTube and with the copyright strike, owner or whatever. We think that's going to be cleared soon because we took it we took a lot of steps that you have to take it. If you really think you're in the right about something, man, you got to pursue it. Which we are. You got to pursue it through and through, so we think that's going to be resolved soon. And then what was it? Yesterday I tried
Tuesday we recorded a show for you guys
for the reaction video of the UNC game, and it was crazy, man. Like our internet connection was funky, so we recorded like a first part, and then boom, we got to the second part. Everything's good, and then for some reason, as it was downloading to my computer, the file got corrupted. And so literally I was up until like 1:00 in the morning on Tuesday night, to have it to you guys on Wednesday morning, and I couldn't figure out how to get it done, man. I had to contact Zoom, which is what we do our podcast through. The software that we use is Zoom. I had to get in contact with them. They walked me through some steps. I don't know, man. It's like something happened, got like a virus in my computer. So I had to clean out, do a whole bunch of things, man. So that file got all messed up. So it's been a heck of a week, man. I don't want our Canes fam to think that 0-2 and Junior the Big Dog disappeared. No, we're here, baby.
So basically, in the last week, we've recorded 3 hours of content that you guys are not going to get to see.
You guys have seen like zero. I think some people saw our UNC breakdown.
Saw a part of it.
For like half an hour, I think it was up.
Logan, Kane Shades, Hurricane Logan with the $10 donation. Buddy also with the donation. Thank you guys for your generosity. It's never ceases to amaze me, guys. Thank you so much. Eduardo Rodriguez is one who's seen our shows, but this is his first time with us live. So Eduardo, welcome. Great Canes family on here, and you're going to enjoy the live feed. Sean Taylor also has a birthday tomorrow. So Sean, happy early birthday also to you. Jacqueline,
buddy, for the $2 dono. He says Saturday 4 p.m. starts a winning streak, baby. Of course it does, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what time it is.
And let's see everybody else on here. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're new to us, please subscribe, hit the notifications bell. Also, guys, everybody, please hit the like button. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Jason. It's always great to be with you guys, and we look forward to it. Obviously, not happy here after the first couple of games, but see some big positives for the future. I guess we do have a troll on here.
It's all good. I got it. It's all good.
You got it.
Yeah.
Clavon, what do you say? AJ, all you guys, man. Thank you, Daryl. QB1. Man, you want Saturday 70 points. Richie, I hope they give you that for your birthday. I think we'll get darn close to it if we don't get it. So, but thank you guys for joining us, and we're here. We'll talk about all you guys want to talk about. Lakers all day. Wants to talk about the defense. Absolutely, guys. We said in our I guess it was on the UNC breakdown that you guys didn't get to see. One of the things that we mentioned was that what I felt was that the Logan, thank you so much again, man. Our fan base set their expectations too high on our team, and now is failing to realize the reality of our youth and player at coaching levels. I'd have to agree with that, Logan. I do think that the expectations might have been too high. But at the same time, Logan, if you figure we're a good performance from our kicker away from being 2-0, so at the same time, I agree with you that there is a lot of youth. The fact is we had opportunities to win both games, and I think that also has to do why the level of disappointment is so high with the fans. Defensively, well, one of the things, the point I wanted to make was going into that North Carolina game, I thought, well, the Florida game, we had a lot of hiccups that we talked about that we sort of expected. A lot of the delay of game penalties, the 12 men in the huddle, the multiple false starts, and all these things. Those are things that we're expected to see game one. Game two, I thought was going to be a real snapshot of the team that we have going forward this season. And coming out of it, I still believe that. I believe that we did see a snapshot. We saw a much better performance by the offense. We saw the elite level of accuracy that you're going to see, I believe, from Jarren Williams. We didn't maximize the points as we should because of some issues in the red zone, some issues in the kicking game, and those type of things. But I think we see how dynamic the offense can be. Now, you guys remember when we talked about our preseason preview, one of the things that we talked about was that I was asked on one of the shows, what did I think our pass defense was going to be? And I said that I expected our pass defense was going to give up a few more big plays than we did last year because of the lack of experience. But that overall, it was still going to be very good. Maybe not number one in the nation like it was last season, but we were going to give up more yards because of the big plays. What I didn't expect would be we've probably given up more big plays in those first two games against the pass than we did almost all of last year. That caught me by surprise. I really thought that we would see even Bandy got burned bad on the double move. I thought Blades and Ivy were going to be a lot more ready to play.
I mean, I know the big 72-yard, bomb on Bandy played into it, but when the quarterback on the opposing team is competing, I think somewhere close to like 17 yards per pass against our defense, man, that's not something that we're accustomed to seeing, and that's not something that we saw last year, man, and that's something that played big into.
That's the thing, guys. When we did, and I think if you guys remember on the live chat last week, we alluded to it because on our preview show, the one that you guys didn't get to see, and last week in the live chat, I mentioned that J.A. Kane with the donation. Thank you, Jay. If D continues to be an issue for however long, would Manny make tough decision and take control and replace his buddy? Situation like Rick and Son. Not publicly, but I'm assuming that you're going to see Manny have, even if he doesn't say it publicly, he's going to have more of a hand in the defense going forward than he did up until this point. I do think, there was something that was really disappointing to me in Blake Baker. When I broke down the film of the North Carolina, South Carolina game, one of the things that I mentioned it in the live chat last week, and we talked about it extensively in that preview show that you guys didn't get to see. Sam Howell was 5 of 6 in fades, throwing fades against South Carolina. And one of the things that I said was I wanted to see a lot of cover 2 with man under, press man under. But I wanted the safeties over the top to take away those fades from Sam Howell. And we didn't do it. And he hit us how many fades? Half a dozen fades that he connected on?
That touchdown pass that was dropped over Blaze. I mean, that was another example of that.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, guys, if I saw that in the video, Blake Baker saw that in the on the tape too.
2 weeks, man. That's what I keep on saying. I keep on saying we had 2 weeks to prepare for this game.
That's the part that is troubling for me, is that, so when you say, yeah, we don't throw out the baby with the bathwater and give up on a young coach like Blake Baker. But if you see that this young quarterback, the things that he did successfully against South Carolina is the same things that he did successfully against us, because we didn't do anything different than what South Carolina did. So we didn't put the safeties over the top, and we gave up fade after fade. Okay. One of the things that we talked about was I wanted them to take away his first option. What I saw against South Carolina is whenever he had to go through his progression, he got antsy, he panicked. Kenny's with a big donation. Kenny, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. By the way, should we go ahead and announce it?
Yeah, I think we should, man.
Let's go ahead and talk about it, guys. Before we get back to football, I do want to say this. I am in awe of our Junior and the Big Dog family and our Canes family. You guys last week came up with $190. And we matched it, so we were able to give, for hurricane relief, $380 for relief in the Bahamas.
Yeah, and for those of you that donated, man, just a quick shout out. Once again, Lauro Trevino, Ricardo Hernandez, Logan, Leon, which is Buddy, Devon, and Daniel Kane, man. All of you guys, with some big donations to really help out with
those of you that did it, man. Thank you guys also for your prayers.
Regardless,
I am just so touched by the caring that we showed to not just Elijah Roberts and his family, who has family in the Bahamas, but for this relief effort that we did, guys. And I'm just honored to be part of the community that with you guys. And thank you guys so much. And it was awesome. And Shonda Roberts, Elijah Roberts' mom, and George Roberts, his dad, were very, very thankful and grateful to us and to you guys. And I just want to say, thank you guys so much.
Just in case, man. There it is.
Jay, you guys, there you go.
There it is right there. That's what you guys did. All right. So without you guys, man, we weren't able to do that.
And
so
Jay said that they did some stuff to the fire department too. Jay, that's awesome, man.
Awesome, man. Good stuff.
They need it, guys. What they went through is unspeakable. Now let's get back to the football. The thing with Blake Baker that really upset me, and I know everybody's upset by the 4th and 17, and with good reason, was Bill Belichick. I'll give you a perfect example. Talking about, one of the best, well, arguably the greatest coach ever, but almost also arguably is the greatest defensive coach ever. If you look at Bill Belichick's career in the NFL, his record against quarterbacks in their first season is amazing. Like, I don't think he's lost a game to a rookie quarterback. Richie, we are going to do the call-ins.
I was actually thinking about maybe trying something today, man. To be honest with you,
want to do it today?
no, I still haven't gotten the actual phone call, but I could put the link. I could put a link for you guys in the description to actually our StreamYard, and if you guys would click on that and basically try it out to see what works, we could get you guys into our live stream. That's the only way I know how to do with StreamYard at this moment. I could actually put a link in the description, and I mean, you guys don't have to like show your face or anything like that. I think we could even just hear your audio, but it'll be like the same thing as calling in. We would just be able to insert you guys into the actual stream, have you guys on for a couple minutes, let her know, and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Voice your awesome. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing that. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. If any of you guys are interested in actually doing that, man, I could go ahead and put the link in and see how it goes with that, man. So
that'd be awesome. All right. So the thing, what I was saying is, it is the secret of Belichick, and the reason why he's done so well against rookie quarterbacks is he takes away the one thing that they do best. Oh, wow. Logan, thank you, brother.
Thanks again, Logan.
Anything to help. These call-ins are going to transform the channel better than it already is. Thank you so much, Logan, man. You are amazing. You're I mean, our gratitude is immense to you, and your generosity is amazing, Logan. Thank you.
Crazy, man. Thank you so much, brother. What's up, Austin?
The thing that, what do you say, Austin? The thing that troubles me is the thing when I saw Sam Howell against South Carolina, I said he did a good job on those fades, so throws a beautiful fade, and he does a pretty decent job if his first option is open. Okay, we could have pressed at the line and put a safety over the top and taken away those fades. And then all of a sudden, you have an entirely different Sam Howell, because now he has to do what he's not comfortable doing. And at the end of the day, even though I do think Sam Howell's the real deal, who's going to be an excellent quarterback, he is a true freshman. And we did nothing to get him out of his comfort zone. That's the one thing with Blake Baker that I do have an issue with, because, guys, if you watch that tape of South Carolina, he threw that fade. 75% of his yardage was with that fade pattern. And we did nothing to take it away, and he did the same thing against us. That bothers me.
Yeah. And once again, man, Saeed points with here. The Mallory did have that touchdown, barely, man. I mean, it was a dime by Jaren. I mean, he didn't even drag his feet. I mean, he was open, so he did come down with the ball, and it was a touchdown nonetheless. But that 2-point conversion, man, I understand it's a tough catch to make, because he lost it
when he rolled over,
when he made contact with the ground, and it popped out and whatnot. But those are plays you got to come down with, man. Once again, Cameron Harris, another play called back. There's I mean, we got better on the offensive side of the football.
We did much better,
especially when it comes to like procedural penalties and time. Jaren had a better clock in his head. Enos was getting the play into Jaren, and Jaren was relaying that to the offense a lot quicker. So I was excited to see that. As a group, man, listen, Ja'Kai Clark, my hat's off to you, man. I mean, that's another true excuse me, another true freshman, man. And he stepped up to the plate. I mean, he played well. Zion, played pretty well for the most part. Like me and the big dog were saying, it's just getting the 5 guys that you're gonna roll with for the rest of the year, man. So I think that shuffling around with the offensive line proved to benefit us, because we just look sharper. I mean, and Jaren especially, he was a lot quicker getting the ball out of his hands. I saw somebody earlier on say something about they're concerned about Jaren throwing the ball downfield, because he's 1 for 5 throwing 20 yards or more. But we got to take into account the drops as well. I mean, that drop by Jeff Thomas, he put the ball in the money, man. He put the ball where only Jeff can make a play. And once again, Jeff wasn't able to come down to it. I think one of the passes, it was also that pass to Brevin in the end zone against Florida. I believe that was also another one. I mean, he put it right on the money as well. It was a tough catch. I'm not saying that Brevin should have came down with it.
Brevin had to twist his body.
Right, but the fact is that he still gave him
he put it where he needed to put it.
He gave him a chance to make a play. So I think those numbers, you can't really go by it. The adjusted completion percentage, we actually put it into our reaction video, I think it was 87% adjusted completion percentage with for Jaren, man. I think 30 for 39, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns. I understand he had a couple fumbles, but he did jump on it. That's 2 games on the road against Power 5 teams in your first 2 starts, and you haven't turned over the ball, man. You haven't burned the house down, just like Manny has, said so much.
Well, and he hasn't thrown one pass that a defender has been able to get a finger on.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And 69 pass attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, listen. I want to get a couple of questions.
Hurricane Harden, the one that was underthrown was the one to Harley.
Right.
That's the one that was underthrown. The one to Jeff wasn't underthrown. That's the one.
The one to Jeff, he put it where he needed to put it because he put it basically back shoulder because Jeff didn't have the DB actually had leverage over the top leverage on him. So basically, what Jaren did was back shoulder him, and it hit Jeff right in the chest.
Yeah.
So I mean that was on Jeff again. And again, guys, it's the same thing. If you're a primetime player, you need to come down with those plays.
Right.
Now Hurricane Harden did say something, and it's 100% true, which caught me by a surprise, is that their wide receivers beat our DBs. And they did.
Oh yeah, they did.
They did. They beat our DBs like a drum.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not okay. That's not okay, because there's one thing when you say, well, we have a lack of experience, and there's another thing where we're thinking too much and we're not playing fast. And that's what it seemed like to me with Ivy and Blades. And even more so probably Ivy. Now, Ivy, to a certain extent, he was suspended first week. So this was his opening week and his first time getting a start.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I expected, like, for example, when we got beat, Josh Hammond's play on Gilbert Firestone, that Amari was supposed to be over the top, and he missed the assignment.
Mm-hmm.
I expected giving up big plays like that. What I didn't expect was giving up big plays with our DBs getting beat constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly. And that surprised me. Surprised me.
Eddie Kane said JT4 has to show me something. Also, where's John Garvin, man? He's been MIA.
Eddie, he's been he had a different assignment opening week. They used him some in that Viper role and as a spy on Franks, and he did a real good job on that. But listen, Garvin was the type of guy you expected. Now, against North Carolina, he was going up against their best offensive lineman, because that left tackle is serious. North Carolina, that left tackle will be playing in the NFL.
Yeah.
So that one I give him a little bit of a pass on, but definitely we need John Garvin to really be the John Garvin that we expected.
Yeah, buddy. Bolden, Bubba Bolden, is looking like October 5th, man. That seems to be the date that he's against Virginia Tech. That seems to be the date that he's gonna go. He's gonna be able to play. I mean, and that came from his mom on Twitter, and that's basically the most info that we have. Because when Manny's asked about it, and other coaches are asked about it, they're just waiting for the NCAA. But according to his mom, October 5th is the day to circle on your calendar that we're gonna have Bubba Bolden back there. So we'll see how that works out. And Big Dog, I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Jaren, and I understand why they're saying it to a certain extent. About Jaren being hesitant pushing the ball down the field. That he seems hesitant to make mistakes. And one of the things I did tell you about the Florida game was that it did seem to me that he was holding on to he did hold on to the ball a little long at times.
I didn't see it in the North Carolina one though at all.
I didn't see it in the Florida game, I could definitely see, him being hesitant.
Jaren has not impressed me. Well, I don't know what you're looking at. because I'm telling you, this young man is going to be a elite level quarterback, and that's something, guys. I don't quite understand what people. Okay, give you an example. Pro Football Focus. Like I said, I'm not always a big fan of their grades, but the one thing that they're able to give you is when Jaren was not pressured. What they consider pressured means that he had sufficient time to pass the ball. He was 26 of 27 for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. His only incompletion was a Jeff Thomas drop. Okay, guys, that is Logan again with the donation. Thank you, Logan. With the way our defense is, what happens if Jaren starts going deep and turnovers come? Then what? It isn't the same for our defense. 4th and 17 proves it. It isn't the same defense. I think is what you meant there, Logan. And 4th and 17 does prove it. Guys, first off, he didn't have much time because Jay also asked a question about Enos opening up the offense vertically.
No, but Amari will be out for the first half against Bethune-Cookman because of the targeting penalty.
I don't think so, because he actually got kicked out in the first half.
Yeah, but I don't think that matters.
No, it's my understanding that is only the case if he gets kicked out in the second half.
No, look at
you missed the first half of the following game.
Last year against LSU, when Bandy got kicked out of the game, he missed the first half of the.
Did he miss the first half? I don't remember him missing the first half of the following game.
I'm pretty sure that's the way. It's
my understanding. If you get kicked off in the first half, then you don't
first 6 minutes of the game.
Correct, is when he got kicked out. So, right. But I think they do it by halves. So I think Amari will.
So if they get a targeting penalty in the first half, then the
you
second
can't
half there is basically
correct
sitting out. And so okay, I got you.
Correct. So it's my understanding he should be able to play.
All right.
Yeah, Eddie Akane brings up a great example. Guys, I don't know, some of these short passes that people say, well, some of these passes he throws short. Guys, the ball placement is so perfect. That's why you have the yardage after the catch. Part of our problem with Malik Rozier and with Nkosi last year was that some of the short patterns either were incomplete or thrown above somebody's head or thrown behind them where they have to catch it, and then all of a sudden they get tackled.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are having an issue with we're not seeing as many deep shots. Considering our athletes, we're not seeing it.
But considering our offensive line, the way it's been struggling, how often can you go deep where you're actually going to get a chance to pass it? Now, I do think you're going to see now that the offensive line, apparently these are the 5 that we're rolling with Zion, Donaldson, Gaynor, Ja'Gai Clark, and DJ Scaife on the right tackle. So it looked like the offensive line was much, much better. Now I guess you'll start seeing more vertical passing.
I think so. Well, I think so, especially now considering the competition. I think we're going to be able to give Jaren the adequate time back there to go ahead and throw the ball downfield. But listen, man, another thing, as long as your running game is going, you get your running game going. Those deep shots could come off of play action, and I understand a lot of people are mentioning in here that he's the dink and dunk and stuff like that. That's also setting up the defense, man. That's bringing the defense up.
Orion, thank you, Orion, for the donation.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, and the people are saying that he doesn't have pocket presence. I mean, frankly, if you look at Jaren Williams against Florida, okay, it was his first start. And it's tough because, I mean, when you're getting pressured the way he was getting pressured, you start to panic a little bit, and that's probably why a couple of the sacks were on him. But I saw a different Jaren Williams when it came to his pocket presence, against North Carolina. Frankly, he threw threw the ball away, and that's part of right. Pocket presence as well. If you don't see, you got to have a clock in your head, and then if you see a play is not developing, either you make a play with your feet to maybe, find somebody downfield like he did on that Hightower drop, another drop pass that he rolled out to his right, trying to extend the play and hit Brian Hightower right on the money for a first down, but Hightower wasn't able to come back for a drop. It didn't end up hurting us because we ended up scoring on that drive regardless. But I just think that we're gonna see him keep on getting better, as the season goes on, man. Frankly, guys, listen, when it comes to the Florida game, I don't know how many in here agree with my assessment of this, but I think that Jarren Williams played well enough against Florida to win the game. Frankly,
Absolutely.
And I think he played well above good enough to win the game against North Carolina. So these are things that we're going to see him getting better at. Him working out of the shotgun. I think, especially if we're having issues blocking up front, I think it'll be encouraging to see him maybe more out of the shotgun instead of having him play under center and that play taking a little too long to develop and putting that much pressure on the offensive line to hold up enough protection for him to have a clean pocket. So I would like to see him work out of the shotgun. Some people have suggested that in the chat, and I agree with you, man. I would like to see that a little bit more. And he's doing really good on the RPOs out of the shotgun as well. So I don't see why we wouldn't put him in the shotgun more moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, there is things that we're going to tweak, and I think that once the trust in the offensive line is better, then I think you'll see more opening up the offense.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, as it is, the thing with Jarren that we haven't seen here, guys, in a long time is NFL accuracy.
Right.
And that's, we didn't see. I mean, we saw a lot of, we've gotten so used to people missing passes. And when we talk about pocket presence, for example, with Jarren, I've seen a ton of film on Jarren. He has plenty of pocket presence. I think what happened with Florida is he was pressured 25 times, okay, in 44 dropbacks. All right. I've never seen a quarterback pressured 25 times in 44 dropbacks. So then you started seeing him looking at the rush, holding on to the ball too long. One of the things that Jarren does the best is pocket presence, sliding to his left, sliding to his right, buying some more time, moving up in the pocket. That's something he does well. The Florida game was such an anomaly, okay? Because, guys, if you look at that, Logan was asking about PayPal. It's actually on. Those donate through PayPal. There you see, that's our PayPal link. But thank you guys very much. One of the things that you see in that Florida game, if you guys watch tape of it, guys, Zion Nelson, God bless him, and he's a Cane, and I'm going to root for him. In the Florida game, Pro Football Focus gave him a pass blocking grade of 0.0. Okay, that means that according to them, not one pass blocking play, Zion Nelson won his matchup. Not one time did whoever he was blocking or whoever he was supposed to block, not one time did he block him sufficiently well for the quarterback to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Even with that, Jarren did not throw an interception. Jarren still went 19 for 30, 200 and some yards, threw the touchdown, could have had a couple more touchdowns that were dropped. Okay. Tough catches, both of them, but he put the ball where it needed to be. So I really don't understand the negativity towards Jarren, because, I mean, guys, it's not just us. It's not just Danny Enos. It's not just Manny Diaz, Kirk Herbstreit, 247, Hasselbeck. One of the things I think Kirk Herbstreit had said was that Miami should feel a lot better about their quarterback than Florida does about theirs after that game. I mean, I just do not see, I don't see what the negativity could be after the struggles that we've had for the last 2 years.
And we got a donation from Laurel Trevino. I think that's
thank you so much, Laura.
But I think that's actually,
I saw Cheryl Trevino on here.
I think isn't that Logan?
No. Logan is I I don't believe so because Laurel Trevino is with Cheryl Trevino, who was on here earlier. I think she still is on here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl.
Um,
We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I mean, I don't, guys, all I can tell you is I see a quarterback that we have not had at a level of accuracy of NFL type accuracy that we haven't had here in a long time.
Right.
In a long time. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I wonder if the kicker, if Bubba Baxa makes his kicks and we're 2-0, what's the narrative then on Jaren?
Yeah. Daniel Kane, man, the $20 donation. Thank you so much, Daniel, man. We appreciate it, brother.
About Elite. I just mentioned against North Carolina, he was not pressured 27 times and completed 26 of those. The only incompletion was the drop by Jeff Thomas.
Yeah. Hey, once again, I don't know if you heard it, big dog. Dan Kane donated $20 to our PayPal.
Oh, thank you so much, Dan.
Yeah. 904 Kane, what's going on, man?
What do you say, guys?
Thank you, guys.
904. I mean, that's what I see is, I mean, I don't.
Why is anybody talking about Jaren Williams? We are not 0-2 because of Jaren.
That's the thing I don't get.
Though, like I just
no, and especially after what we have had for the last 2 seasons.
And listen, I understand that we didn't score a touchdown on that last drive, man, but he still drove the ball down the field and he gave us a chance to tie the game at the end of the day.
And what was happening on the last series? Right. He was getting pressured again from the get-go.
Yeah, no, and also, man, when we went up, when we went up 25-20, I mean,
he drove us and got the late fourth quarter touchdown that we always want somebody to get, and then the defense doesn't hold, and we give up a 4th and 17. And guys, let's remember that last drive didn't even have to happen because Jaren bought time, showed pocket presence, moved to his left, and then threw a strike to Will Mallory on the 2-point conversion that Will Mallory dropped. If Will Mallory hangs on to that ball, guess what? No, we're going to overtime. Because the only reason North Carolina went for 2 is because we missed on our 2.
Bro, okay.
But if we get our 2-point conversion, North Carolina kicks the extra point and we go to overtime. Or we have a field goal attempt to win.
Wait, hold on. All right. And this is something me and Ro have been going back and forth on this ever since after the North Carolina game, man. He's saying that he didn't win this for us either.
Royal, we've had quarterbacks that have been losing games for 2 years.
He drove us down the field. We took the lead 25-20. Listen, the issues that we've had, all right, over the past few years has been our defense keeping us in games, giving our offense a shot to actually do something. Now that our offense is actually doing something, 4th and 17. I mean,
guys, for the last 2 seasons, what have we been saying about our defense? That our offense leaves them on the field, that we get killed in time of possession because we go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
And I'm sorry, man, but
2 games now we've dominated time of possession.
That's my thing. So it's not even a fact of, the defense is tired. Like, no, man, we're dominating time of possession. We almost had 500 yards of total offense.
Which we haven't had against a Power 5 team in long time.
Chapel Hill, we almost had 500 yards of offense. Now, if you can't come out with a win, what else do you want, man?
Last year, in between Malik and Nkosi, we did not have one game where they threw for 250 yards, much less 300.
Yeah, Brandon, I agree 100% with that, though.
I don't get that.
Our red zone offense does have to get better.
Correct. But that I put on Dan Enos because what I have not seen is we have a 6'5" tight end, 6'3" tight end, okay? Michael Irvin Jr. is also tall. Brian Hightower is 6'3". D. Wiggins is 6'3", and we did not throw one fade in the red zone. Not one time.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't get that. So that's something that I think Dan Enos, they actually worked a lot this week on red zone. And but the red zone issues, I put that on Dan Enos. I do, because I did not like our red zone calls at all.
didn't like I didn't like the way the offense looked in the red zone, frankly. Hurricane Harden says it, 11 drives, 7 finishes in the red zone. Once we learned, oh man, see, I lose you, man. I lose you. I got to put you on here. 11 drives, 7 finish in the red zone. Once we learn to finish, we will be great. 100%, man. We have to finish. We got to do better at finishing. And a lot of that falls on Dan Enos, man. When it gets to the red zone and we're in the red zone, we have to finish, man. And listen, I understand a lot of the blame goes to Bubba. If Bubba makes all his kicks, we're 2-0. But even if we're 2-0, there's still some things to worry about, especially in the secondary, and when it comes to our defense.
Well, and Manny's point was, if we make all our kicks, we're 2-0, but we would have not played any differently than we have. And that was what Manny's point was that even if we make all our kicks and we're 2-0, our defense is still a concern.
Yeah. Captain Trips, I'm with you, man. Yeah, Bubba always makes me nervous. He's always made me nervous, and
he's struggling with confidence.
I've been telling the big dog for a while. Bubba makes me nervous, man. He has the leg. You saw on that first kick, that 50-yarder, and every single kickoff was a touchback. Back of the end zone. So his strength, kicking strength is definitely not an issue, but accuracy does seem to be an issue. And what worries me now is that now his confidence is taking a hit. So I mean, and I'm just thinking, long term down the road, against in a very big game that might come down to to a few points. Do you trust Bubba Baxter to make a big kick for you when you need a big kick? At this point, I think a lot of Canes fans are with me when I say I don't. I don't, man. And I feel for him. Don't get me wrong.
Correct.
Listen, guys, as much as we feel bad about being 0-2, and as much as we feel bad when we see a kick go left or go far left or far right, Bubba Baxter feels just as bad and even worse than any of us do. So the whole him getting bashed and getting death
and
threats.
Somebody told me, somebody said about Drethik, seriously, man,
it's ridiculous, man. Like
I hope whoever did that gets outed, that everybody knows who it is, and gets prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Because if you're threatening a young kid because you're upset about a loss, man, you need help. Because I'll tell you right now, that young man feels worse than any of us do about what. And if you look at one of the things that did bother me was when I saw him on the sideline before the last kick, you could see in his face how nervous he was, and he wasn't practicing. He should have been kicking into the net.
But that's one of those things. But that's how you know that he was psyched out.
Right. That kick didn't have a chance.
Like he was just looking like, oh man, it's gonna come down to me, isn't it? Like that's the way he was looking. Cheryl, he says it's Laurel, guys. Sorry for the confusion, but for some reason my phone keeps crashing on live chats for some reason, so I'm having to use my wife's phone. So it's actually Laurel on Cheryl.
Thank you.
YouTube. He says, anyhow, not missing the show no matter what. Thank you so much, and thank you for the donation. We really do appreciate it.
Brett Varner had a real good comment. He asked about why are we putting Jaren under center as much as we are? Brett, and I agree with you. It's not he has talent. The problem is his head. Right now, he's in his head and he's thinking, and that's a problem. Now we do have Turner, Jason, who's on here, and I were talking about Turner Davidson, who's also from Texas, who's a kicker that we have on the roster, and maybe for shorter field goals that might be an option. But at the same time, I think Manny's going to stay with Bubba because he's trying to get Bubba to come around.
Look at Nate. Nate says he was on the sideline and Bubba didn't practice once outside of pregame and halftime.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Can't have that, man.
That's a problem. That's something that somebody has to get in his ear and say, and then that should be the special teams coach. Should be in his ear saying, no, you're not watching the game. Go over there and kick into the net. And that's something he does have to do. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see, guys. it's going to be
Yeah, I agree, Brandon.
it's going to be a concern moving forward. But oh yeah, Brett was mentioning that why are we putting him under center as much as we are? That's part of that whole spread coast system. It's part of the spread coast is you like to take advantage of play action opportunities, but for play action to work, your offensive line has to be solid, and we're having issues. So that's something that's a concern. I'd like to see Jaren on in spread a lot more, especially with all the issues with our offensive line. Now, if our offensive line really starts playing really well against the pass, then I'd say, okay, let's go. We can do that spread coast more and have them under center. But for the time being, I like to see him in shotgun a majority of the snaps.
Brett, I would agree with you because Brett says I think if he could just make one big one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking he means like a
That's what
clutch
he
kick.
No, that's what he
Right.
means. Because but see, the thing is, Brett, even though I know it wasn't clutch, he hit that 50-yarder earlier in the game. So I went, okay, there you see, and he hit that 50 with plenty of leg. I mean, I think would have been good for
Brett means like a clutch
clutch
situation.
one. Yeah. You're right, Brett. I mean, that'll probably be solved. I don't know at this point what Manny's options would be, other than maybe Turner Davidson on the shorter ones, because Turner Davidson, I don't think he doesn't have Bubba's leg. And
yeah, but you can
do that.
I don't like that.
There's been teams that do that. I mean, there's teams now that do that in college football, that they have one guy to kick the shorter ones and one guy to kick the longer ones. I don't know.
Tom Watson, that is a great point about Jaren, and that's something that I have seen Big Dog is in his deep throws.
Mm-hmm.
He's not stepping into him as much as he should.
I definitely saw it on the Harley one, but he was also getting pressure from the right, so I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what some of the people in here are trying to say, that you need to have better pocket awareness on those long passes to put your leg and put your foot into the throw.
The Harley one, he really didn't have no place to go though, because he already slid up a little bit, and that he really had no place to go there. On the Jeff Thomas one, he didn't throw it that way. He didn't throw off his back foot.
Yeah, but I feel like on the Harley one, he still could have put his foot into that throw. Though.
Oh, he probably could have. No, he could have definitely made a better throw than that. Absolutely, absolutely, he was underthrown. But the Jeff Thomas one, he put it on the money.
I just think we will start to see. I mean, listen, guys, I'm not making
the shredder.
I'm not making excuses, man. But this was only the second game with this offense and this personnel. It's gonna take time. I'm not going back on all the things that I said. Prior to the season starting, I thought we were gonna beat Florida, and I was almost sure that we were gonna beat North Carolina. So I have to temper my expectations a little bit, but that's not to say that I didn't see some good things to take out of that game. Defensively, not really, frankly. I mean, we dominated that game for 45 minutes. It felt like.
Yeah, it did. I mean, from the end of the first quarter to the middle of the fourth quarter, we dominated, and we should have been able to put up more points. And in between our kicking and red zone issues is that we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, as it is, we outgained North Carolina by 100 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty substantial. And we had no turnovers. So it wasn't like, okay, you outgained them by 100, but you turned the ball over 3 times. No, we outgained them by 100 and did not turn the ball over. Yeah. And we lost.
No, 863, on that Harley pass, you should have thrown to his outside shoulder. It would have been a touchdown. 100%.
That was underthrown.
Yeah.
That was underthrown.
So,
but that was really the only pass that I saw that he's gone deep that he hasn't thrown well. Because, like I said, the Jeff Thomas one, he put it where the only place he could put it, and he put it perfectly, and Jeff couldn't come up with it. And then the Brevin one, the previous game, so all the other ones, but that one, there's no doubt that one was underthrown.
Yeah,
but still underthrown where Harley could make the catch on it.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. I mean, guys, that level of accuracy, it's almost like you've already grown after 2 games. You've already grown used to this idea that every pass is where it needs to be. And guys, you guys have forgotten for like the last couple of years how bad our quarterback play was. And I know that Mark Richt's offense was antiquated, but Brad Kaya completed 62% of his passes with Mark Richt's offense. So but the last couple of years, man, we've missed a lot of open guys. And you know what I haven't seen Jaron do once in 2 games? 69 passes. He has not missed an open guy one time on a throw. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see that is as elite as you can get. And when you're talking about 26 of 27, that's I mean, and the only miss when he wasn't pressured was a drop. So you're talking about a quarterback that completed every single pass out of 27 attempts that he wasn't pressured. Yep. That is elite as it gets. NFL guys don't do that. So, but anyways, we can let's go talk about
Jay, man. Jay said something, so I felt like I had to highlight it, man, about what Manny Diaz said when it comes to recruiting, man. The new culture and the new requirements, quote unquote, that he's trying to implement for the Miami. Me and the big dog actually talked about this a little bit in the video that we made that you guys are not going to see. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit here. But yeah, man, it just feels like, when you talk about the other, big time schools, Bama, the Clemsons, the Ohio States, the Georgias, like it just feels, and I understand, why some people feel that we get more decommitments than others. But we
also get more early commitments.
No, I get it. But Manny wants, there's feeling that, when somebody commits to Bama or somebody commits to Georgia, somebody commits to Ohio State, and the other big time schools that are hot, it's a lot harder to get them to decommit from those schools. Now, frankly, they get decommits as well, but Manny wants. And some of the things that Manny was trying to say was like, listen, if you're all about this, and you're 100% committed to Miami, he doesn't want others, them to take official visits elsewhere, or to play us the way we've been played in the past, with quote unquote silent commitments that get on ESPN and they have a whole bunch of hats in front of them, and more times than not, they never pick up that University of Miami has. So I think we heard this kind of language before the season even started, but we're hearing it more. Like I don't know if it was something's going on behind the scenes with Manny, that because he sounded kind of ticked off because it sounded almost as if it was directed at some recruits, because he said that nobody could disrespect this university, and I don't know. It just felt like a different tone, man. He wants guys that want to play for the University of Miami. It should be an honor for a kid to commit to the University of Miami, and he wants, to implement that culture. And it was a little bit of a shot at the previous, regime that was in place, because he said that, listen, past few years we've been seeing a lot of that. We've been seeing a lot of some of decommits and their tones, or some commits and their tones when it comes to talking about this program. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that one bit. So he wants that to change. So that was a little bit of a shot at Richt and his staff, frankly. At least to me, it was the way he said it. And he wants that to change, man. If you're gonna commit to the U, that's it. Either you're all about this U, or you're not. And if you're unsure, then you know what? We're gonna bring in a guy who is sure and who is gonna play for their community and play for their program and their fans. And that's what Manny is trying to instill and set a message to current commits, to past decommits, and to any future commits that we might have on the horizon, that we're gonna have on the horizon. And I love it, man. I love it. I love that culture, man. And that's why I think Manny's the right guy for the job. regardless of this 0-2 start, man. I've said it from the beginning. Ever since Mark Ripp stepped down, me and the big dog had a long conversation on the phone. We believe that Manny was the guy, and I'm sticking behind him 100%. I think he is the guy.
Yeah. Logan with the donation, he says he's going to do PayPal from now on, so because the YouTube doesn't take their 30%.
Thank you,
and
Logan.
Then hassle us when we're perfectly legal under fair use, but that's okay.
Yeah,
we're going to handle that. A couple of things that you mentioned about the recruits. You know, guys, this whole thing of silent commits that Mark Richt was allowing, I don't. To me, you know what silent commit is sort of like, you know, the dude that has a girl that, you know, is his girlfriend, but when he's around other people, like, you know, I mean, what a silent commit.
Yeah.
And the thing what you saw with Manny is he's not going to put up with that. It's either you're with us or you're not with us.
Yeah.
And you might say, I get it. We're 0-2. So, okay, at 0-2, can we be that way? Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Because at the same time, I'd rather have somebody who's 100% committed to the U. Because you know what I've seen throughout my life, and this is 100% fact. The guys that you see that are divas when it comes to commitment as a whole usually underperform. Because they're guys that are all about the attention and not all about the football. Okay,
Yeah.
Look at Don Chaney. Okay, what do you see with Don Chaney? He committed to us. He's with us, and he is not taking visits, doesn't care about being courted, doesn't care about getting the attention, doesn't care about going on ESPN and you know, picking a hat with everybody applauding for him. He committed to Miami months and months and months ago and has stayed committed. Okay, and that's a 5-star. Don Chaney could go to any program in the country he wants.
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't play that game. And that's exactly what Manny Diaz is talking about, is that he wants guys that are not only committed to the U, that they're committed to football and not just getting attention during the process.
Yeah, A63, perfectly said. A63, silent commit equals I don't want to be criticized when I sign with another school.
Exactly right. Exactly
100%, man.
Mo, shout out to Robert Knowles. He held up. He did.
Hey, he really did, man.
I know Unknown Faith was asking also about how we felt about Robert Knowles getting played. Listen, you know,
there wasn't a big play on him.
He's a young man. I know, I know, and I know why Canes fan, you know,
I get it.
I get it too. I get it too, because he's done. Yeah, Unknown Faith. Talk about Francois taking some visits, and I know Ohio State was courting him, so we can talk about that. But but Knowles, listen,
Anthony.
Knowles held up. He's played well when he's gotten the opportunity. Now, once we get Bubba Bolden out there, do I expect Robert Knowles' snap count to go way down again? Yeah, I do. I want to see Knowles. Knowles can be a special team monster. Brett was asking about our PayPal.
Oh, I mean, let me put it on there, Brett.
Yeah, Brett, it'll be on there now. You'll see the link. Thank you, buddy. Knowles, listen, right now he's played better than a lot of the guys in the secondary. If I was grading, oh, wow, Raising Cane with a big donation. Brother, thank you so much for your generosity.
Oh, thank you so much, man. Hey, if you guys are gonna donate, man, if you guys want us to, you know, to answer a question or any comment, you know, me and the big dog give priority, obviously, to those that donate financially to the channel. We try to get to everybody's questions, obviously, as you guys see, and we try to you know, to acknowledge everybody in the chat, man. But we do give priority to those of you that do send a dono. So, you know, Raising Cane, man, thank you so much for the dono on the neck. But, you know, if you want us to, if you have a question for me and the big dog, man, let us know, and, you know, we'll go ahead and answer that. Here you go. He said great content, insights, and entertainment value. Get a Patreon for the videos and YouTube copyright BS.
Yeah, that's a very good idea. We've already talked about alternatives, and we were discussing alternatives, and Patreon might end up being a better alternative for us. So we don't deal with this anymore, because I know you guys enjoy it. Guys, I'm not saying this to break my arm, patting myself on the back, but I was really proud of our UNC preview, because everything that you saw in the game unfold, we covered in our preview. Specifically, with plays, with defenses, those type of things. And it really bugged me that we did so perfectly legally under fair use. And YouTube basically takes the side of the companies against its content creators without even so much. If anybody just sat down and watched that video, they would see, oh man, yeah, it is perfectly under fair use. To give you guys an idea of fair use, they usually say go by an 80-20 sort of setup, meaning that it's fair use if 80% of your content is your content and only 20% is from someplace else. Our videos are like 95-5. That's how much further we go into making sure that we're perfectly legal under fair use. And YouTube does not even take the time when there is a copyright issue to look at the video and go, oh, wow, that is fair use. They don't. If the person says it's not, then it's not. And they give you a copyright strike. And we even contacted YouTube and saying, why doesn't somebody just take the time to watch the video and you can see it's under fair use? But we are looking into possibly doing something else. And if we do, I'd hope you guys would go with us to watch it. At least maybe we'll still do our live chats through YouTube and maybe do our video breakdowns through Patreon or some other site.
Yeah.
So that might be a possibility, guys.
Logan, a big dono from Logan. I just I saw it. Left me a message on here, Logan. I'm a little confused about the message, so I don't know, man. but a big dono to our PayPal from Kane Shades, Hurricane Logan.
Thomas Miles, D. Howard says he wishes I was running the defense. Listen, D, if you talked to me Saturday at about 10 o'clock, I would have said the same thing. I wish I would have run the defense too, because every time we do one of those fades, it got me angry because we extensively covered those fades, and how Blake Baker didn't better prepare for them really upset me. It really did. Thomas Miles was saying about missing on the starting O-line. Thomas, you're right, buddy. I didn't see Ja'Kai Clark coming out of nowhere. I did have the line previously with Nelson, Donaldson, Gaynor, DJ Scaife, and then John Campbell. But you're right. I really did not think Ja'Kai Clark was going to maybe, you know what? It could have been some bias on my part because of how much I like Cleveland Reed. When we got Cleveland Reed in 2018, I fell in love with his film because he's a road grader when it comes to run blocking, and he plays with an edge. So I really didn't think Clark was going to. I know he jumped ahead of Tommy Kennedy, and that didn't surprise me because I do like Ja'Kai Clark's videos tape also. But Thomas, you're right. I didn't see him jumping past Cleveland Reed, and frankly, it does disappoint me. I mean, and this is not a knock on Clark, because obviously he showed how talented he played, and I know he did miss some assignments and stuff, but he played really well against North Carolina. I think he held up really well. You're right, Thomas. I mean, I'm disappointed in Cleveland Reed. I am. I expected him to start this year at guard. I expect if Scaife tackle, okay, because he's not better than DJ Scaife. But if Scaife was at a tackle spot, I expected Cleveland Reed to be the other guard, and I'm pretty disappointed.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, man.
I'm pretty disappointed because it's if you allowed a true freshman, and not only a true freshman who reported in the summer. So it's not even an early enrollment.
But you see, this is one of the things that I think is gonna actually help out recruiting. And I was actually thinking about this the other day as well, or maybe I was thinking about it after we did our video, Big Dog. But the fact that you see Zion Nelson, true freshman, playing, the fact that Ja'Kai Clark, gets into the mix.
Campbell's as a redshirt freshman,
right? The fact that, and this is why I think it's big. Hear me out for a second when it comes to recruiting. The quarterback competition. There was, a lot of people saying that it was going to go to Tate Martell because he was, the hot transfer and QB1 or from Ohio State, and all the publicity and all the hype
that started last year,
right? And but to Martell, and that being a bigger headline for the Florida game, and then to your point, like you said, and Cozy, the experience that he had last year, and him having a lot more games under his belt, and Jaren won, man. Jaren having no game experience except for that little, the little bit he had against Savannah State. Guys, the best, if you prove to the coaching staff that you're ready and you're ready for play for the University of Miami and you're going to contribute, doesn't matter if you're a redshirt, true freshman, senior, it doesn't matter. You're going to get on the field. And that's something that we didn't really see with Mark Richt. We felt like some freshmen should have got more playing time. We felt that he was very hesitant on pulling the trigger. And listen, recruits see that. Recruits see that it wasn't about the hype of Tate. It wasn't about the experience of Jaren. It was about what the coaching staff felt was the best quarterback. And that's who they ended up picking. Same thing when talking about the offensive line. Butch Berry, Zion Nelson's he should have been playing a high school year ago. Doesn't matter. You're the starting left tackle for University of Miami Hurricanes against the opener against the Gators. Boom, there you go. Ja'Kai Clark, we got to do some mixing. You look like you're stepping it up. You know what? We're gonna throw you into the fire now. So I think that's gonna be big, especially when it comes to recruiting. That freshmen are gonna see like, hey man, I don't need to get a ticket and wait my turn. Because some schools do that. Doesn't matter if you're showing out and you got flashes and stuff like that. You got a senior here and it's his last year. We're gonna let him play because it's his last year and whatnot. And we'll give you your shot in a couple years on the road. No, if you're a freshman and you're ready and you got the skills to play at this you're gonna play. You just prove to us that you got the skills and you got what it takes to play. So I think that's something that's gonna be very beneficial, for this program moving forward. Obviously, winning, this is the number one thing. You win, you're gonna get a lot more recruits. You don't win, you're gonna miss out on some recruits. But I think I was thinking about that the other day, man. I'm just like, man, you got young kids, looking at the U and like,
yeah,
oh man, they got this freshman playing, they got this freshman playing. They picked who? Jaren Williams. I thought it was between Nkosi and Tate. Oh, okay. So I guess they really are picking who they think deserves the job and is the best.
If you come in and you bust your butt, you can get on the field. And let me tell you something. One of the things, and Anthony, I want to get to you because Anthony mentioned that it could be worse. Look at Tennessee. Tennessee lost at home against Georgia State. Okay, and then they lose to BYU. So not only are they 0-2, they're 0-2 and really didn't play a team comparable to either one of the two teams we played.
Right, exactly.
So, but the thing is, what you mentioned, one of the things, guys, that I really started turning on Mark Richt was his aversion to playing freshmen. And you need to play the best player. And that's what I love seeing about Manny. And Eddie the Cane mentioned something that's true. What does that say about Herbert, Dykstra, all these Cleveland Reed, all these other guys? Number one, it says that Stacy Searles wasn't developing players. That's number one. Okay. And number two, C. Crowder, I 100% agree with you. And I think we're going to start seeing that come this week. Getting Rousseau more playing time than Patchen. I think we got to get Rousseau on the field because he
has the most tackles for loss and the most sacks on our team right now.
And he's only played 25.
He's only played exactly. So
2 games. They already said they're going to get him more time and they're going to give Jagosi and Jordan Miller some more time too.
Jordan Miller impressed me. I like Jordan.
Yeah,
Miller.
He did. Yeah, Miller, and he plays with an edge.
Yeah,
he's a nice young man and stuff. Jordan Miller plays with an edge. What I like, guys, is with Manny, it doesn't matter if it's your turn. There is no such thing as your turn. If you are the best player, you are going to play. And Ja'Kai Clark, there's a guy that showed up in the summer. So he wasn't even an early enrollee. He comes in, he impresses, and he moves ahead of the line, past our senior transfer, Tommy Kennedy, past Hillary, past Cleveland Reed, past all these guys. And you know what that says to young men? If you come in and you come and put it into work, you'll get the playing time.
Exactly.
And that's what I love seeing with Manny Diaz. That he doesn't play this, it's this upperclassman's turn. No, it's not upperclassman's term. It is best player plays.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to see. So
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Hey, if you guys haven't already, we have like 130 people in here, 140, I believe. Only 65 likes that I see so far, man. If you guys could just hit that like button, man, it'll be greatly appreciated and it'll really help us out into to sharing the video and getting more people in here. Logan, now I understand thank you for tweeting at me, man, because now I understand a lot better. A big $50 donation from Logan, man. I'm gonna shout you out, man. I don't care. I think he's trying to do a little YouTube thing, man. I think he was on with Kane Shades. He has a little segment on there. So, Logan, if you can, man, go ahead and put your YouTube on here, man. I mean, spreading the love, man. Kane's family is Kane's family, man. You always hear us, talking about, Zoe and Wholesome One and Coach Coop, NMD. It's a Kane's family, man. So thank you so much for supporting the channel, brother. And hey, I'm gonna check out the video regardless. Logan, but go ahead, Logan. Go ahead and put your YouTube channel on here, man, and we'll go ahead and check it out and urge anybody on here to go ahead and check it out right away. So you already know, man.
Hey guys, Logan always supports Kane's fam, not just our show. And Logan, thank you so much, guys. Make sure you check out his channel. Buddy, with the donation, buddy, I didn't miss your line there about 95.5 is chopped sirloin. Buddy, again with the donation, he says that YouTube, Patreon are smoke signals that he's here for us, and you always have been, buddy. Thank you so much again.
We might have to look into the Patreon, man, because
guys, please let us know if we do go to.
Will you guys follow us, man, over to Patreon so we could actually do our breakdowns correct with video the way we like doing it for you guys, man.
Not our live chats. Our live chats, we'll keep doing our live chats through YouTube. But if we do put up our videos with our video breakdown on Patreon, would you guys go and check out the content there? Let us know if you do, because that would be awesome.
Hey, so it's Kane Shades Hurricane Logan, man.
Hurricane Logan.
I'm gonna go ahead and check you out after we're done here, Logan. But thanks again, man, for everything you've contributed to the channel so far, man. So I'm definitely gonna check out your channel. Anybody in here that wants to go check out, some good because based on your questions and the conversations that you've had with us, Logan, man, it definitely seems like you know what you're talking about, brother. So we'll go ahead and check those out. And we urge anybody in here that wants to go give Logan a couple subs, man. Let's get his channel up and going, man.
We had a lot of the guys saying that they go watch our videos over on Patreon.
We need it, man. We need it because we can't. 3 strikes and you're out with YouTube. I mean, we think this one's gonna get resolved regardless. This little copyright strike that we got for the breakdown, but yeah, man.
I don't know too much about how Patreon works because I really I always heard about Patreon, but we definitely want to look into it. And if you guys, if we put our videos on there and you guys would go on there, I'd love to do it for you. And I mean that'd be awesome.
I mean, that's what we like. We love doing the videos, man. It's not the same, man, when you try to break down a game and you don't have the video, man. And it's really frustrating when you put in the hard work, you look at the clips, you give credit to the people, you stay within the fair use guidelines,
right,
which is like secret, man. Because I don't even know how. Yeah, I don't know, man. If anybody can help me out, me and the big dog out, any suggestions, hit us up on Twitter, DMs. I mean, any help that we could get to be able to use video and to not get flagged by YouTube. I mean, any suggestions will be greatly appreciated, man.
The closer mentioned for us to ask Roman that he's always gets his videos on YouTube and film studies about all he posts. So we have to ask him.
Okay.
Dreadlock said that he would follow us, El Capitan.
There you go. There you go, man.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. I'm glad to know that, guys, because we do want to. You guys know how hard we work on those videos, and to get them doing that is really upsetting. So we're definitely going to look for it.
It is what it is, man. So, but yeah, man, we got about about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, man. Any questions that you guys got?
Guys,
You know.
what's your feeling about Gervin? Are you guys disappointed? Because I am. I
Oh,
expected more from Gervin Hall.
I expected more from Gervin Hall. What do you guys think about this, man? I was actually talking to the big dog about this. Yeah, Coach Coop says he's still getting flagged. Flagged is one thing because
Right.
we've had like the content ID claims.
And by the way, when we fought it, we've always won.
Yeah, we have. We've always won, but this time,
our video and gave us a strike, and we're like, what? Over
yeah.
what?
Do you guys know the Stadium channel? I don't know if any of you guys know the Stadium channel, but they're actually the ones that hit us with the strike. But whatever. I was thinking about this with the big dog the other day because I saw, you know, I mean, I understand he got beat by Hammond, but safety help should have come over the top. But you erase that play, and I think Gilbert Frierson did a heck of a job, you know, inserting himself as you know, as one of the corners to help out in the game against Florida. So I was actually thinking about this. I'm not saying necessarily to put Frierson in ahead of Blades or Ivy, but I do think that Frierson maybe deserves a look opposite of Bandy at the very least, man. Because I think the things that we're seeing in the secondary is guys are not playing as fast as they should, and it just seems like they don't understand what they're supposed to be doing 100% of the time, which leads to maybe some hesitation is what I'm seeing in the secondary.
That's what I'm saying. And listen, part of that I put on Blake Baker too, because it's your job as a coach to get your guys to be playing fast. So you got to simplify things. You simplify things.
Yeah.
And I think that might be what's going on with Gervin. And so I know a couple of guys like Eddie, and a couple of guys here that I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I am 100% on the Gervin Hall train still.
Oh yeah. No,
Gervin Hall's going to be
100%.
Yeah. No. It's not like I'm just disappointed that I expected more from him in the first two games.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did see some that he did spy too, I guess. But I just expected a little bit more from Gervin because he's so talented. But you're right, he's going to be fine. I know Gervin's going to be fine, but it's just I didn't think that our young guys in the secondary would struggle to this extent.
Yeah. And
part of that has to go on the players have to be accountable for that, and Blake Baker has to be accountable for that.
Yeah.
So
904 Hurricane, thank you, man. Yeah, I think George actually recommended top billing as well, and I have seen some of his videos, so I think we will get in touch with him. No, Dan, you make a good point. Dan says too many changes will hurt cohesion.
Yeah.
You know, we have the right starters, but they're young and they will improve. I agree. I agree with that as well. I just, you know, I don't know. I just the way Gilbert Frierson played against Florida, and I mean,
I know he got burned on that one Josh Hammond play, but outside of that, Gilbert was balling.
Yeah, 100%.
Gilbert was balling. Austin Caves brings up a great point about the penalties, guys. Yeah, I mean, North Carolina, it's their second game of the year, and they had one penalty called against them the entire game. And you're going to tell me that with our defensive line and 4 sacks, and we don't get one holding call against their offensive line?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, I mean that is pretty ridiculous in terms of one-way officiating.
Yeah.
So I 100% Unknown Faith with a donation. Thank you. And he says he's disappointed with the linebackers. I think not so much in the North Carolina game, Unknown, but in the Florida game, they did a good job against the run, but they didn't really step up to the level that they should have. I started seeing them making some more big plays. I think they both had a sack.
Exactly, Thomas.
Carolina, Shaq and Pickney both had a sack. But yeah, I mean, listen, that next step, you know, when we talk about, and I had this conversation with somebody before the season started, that we were talking about the great linebackers in Miami history. And mind you, part of it's ridiculous. I mean, you're not going to compare any linebacker to Ray Lewis. I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest, forget about linebackers, one of the greatest football players of all time, period. Mm-hmm. Dan Morgan was as good of a middle linebacker as we're ever going to see. I mean, God, over and over. DJ Williams and Jonathan Vilma, and Michael Barrow and I mean Jesse Armstead and Darren Smith. I mean, just over and over and over again, all these great linebackers.
Yeah.
The difference is that what you expect from a great linebacker is, besides the solid play, is making game-changing plays. And we haven't seen that as much from Shaq and Pinkney as I think a lot of people. Nate Webster's another one. As much as Shaq and Pinkney have as much as we have wanted to see that. And I agree. I would agree with that. I saw some more from them in North Carolina game. Like I said, each of them had a sack. They were making some plays. And if you think about it, guys, when we saw Pinkney go down, okay, ask yourself this question. What was your first response when you saw Pinkney go down? Because I know it was me. I was like, oh, man.
Now what?
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, no.
I mean, besides the fact that actually you have affection for Pinkney because he's played for us for 4 years and been a starter for 4 years. But I was going, oh, my God, I hope this ain't serious. So at the same time, Unknown, I feel you. I do. But yeah. I mean, I expected maybe a little bit more. But they are playing the run well. And I until that fourth quarter, I don't know what happened in that. See, that's the thing, guys, that how did we not set the edge on that fourth quarter that they ran the ball right down our throats after we have been stopping them cold for 2.5 quarters? I don't get that. Yeah. And Jay says Corey might get a look. Jay, listen, the way Blades and Ivy have looked, why wouldn't you give Corey a shot?
Yeah.
You know, I think Corey's ahead of Christian Williams right now. So why wouldn't you give Corey a shot? So, and somebody had asked a real good question. The players that we're excited to see against Bethune-Cookman, like for us to give a couple of players. That's a good question. I'm excited to see Lingard because I'm hoping we might see a Lingard sighting against Bethune-Cookman. And defensively, I'd like to see Rousseau with more playing time. I think we're going to see something special.
Yeah.
With Rousseau. So
I think we're going to see Burns. I think we might see Zoe. I think you know, Christian Williams, you know, to Corey. I mean, guys, look with this redshirt rule, right. 4 games, and you can still redshirt. So
I like to see Avery Huff.
If we jump, yeah, exactly. All the available young linebackers. You know, obviously, you know, Brooks. I mean, hey, if we get, you know, to a big lead early, you know, I think you might see Nkosi. I think you could see Tate. I mean, this could be one of those games, man, that you're up, you know, 50 points, you know, with a quarter and a half to go. I mean, that's when you go ahead and insert a bunch of guys to at least give them some playing time, man. And I think we're gonna see a lot of that. Frankly, I think we're gonna see, you know, most of the guys that we've been talking about get some playing time against Bethune-Cookman, and frankly, probably get some time against Central Michigan as well. You know, depending on how that game goes.
Eddie the King was mentioning he wants to see Jeremiah Payton get in. Yeah, I'd like to see him get some burn on offense too.
Oh yeah.
A clean like Listerine mentioned that Rousseau is still dealing with a back issue. It was my understanding with the back issue was just like spasms. And I know he was rehabbing part of that time. So I think that back should be up to 100%. And Manny did say that Rousseau has definitely earned a lot more snaps. So I think you're going to see Rousseau more. Baby Shaq was talking about the Corey, about being a straight dog. 100% with you. My concern about Corey, guys, I think maybe when I was talking about it, people misunderstood. My concern about Corey wasn't that I didn't think he could play at 165. My concern about Corey was him getting hurt because he is such a dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now he's playing against much bigger guys. So I wanted to see Corey up to like 175, 180 before he got a lot of playing time. But as far as the dog, no, man, I looked at his tape. Corey thinks he's 6'2", 220.
Yeah, he is a little thin though.
He is. I mean, that's my concern about Corey was him getting hurt, not him not playing because he is a straight dog. He is a baller. He's all about heart. So I knew that about Corey. Just my concern is at 165 pounds, the way he plays, he goes up and takes on one of these 225-pound running backs, and he could end up getting hurt. I mean, that was my concern about Corey.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
So, I mean, I think, guys, listen, one of the things that we said about that previous show was that the North Carolina game was going to be a snapshot. Now, that snapshot is going to be accurate of what we're going to see from this point forward coming in 2019. Do I see a team that could go 10-2 and run the table now? Yes. But I also see a team that could go 8-4. Okay. Meaning that I did not expect to see Sam Howell averaging 17 yards a completion. Or, well, actually, over that, I think he averaged like 13 yards an attempt and like 18 yards of completion. But regardless of what it was, I didn't expect to see Sam Howell do that. And he's the real deal, but he's a true freshman quarterback playing in his second game. Mm-hmm. So that's concerning. So the thing is, going forward, would it shock me if we win 10 straight games and go 10-2 and then meet Clemson in the ACC championship game? No, it wouldn't shock me. But would it shock me if we lose 2 more games? That wouldn't shock me either anymore.
It wouldn't, man. It's a different feeling.
It is a different feeling.
Now you just gotta show me, man. Guys,
I haven't seen our defense get gashed like that in crunch time since Mark D'Onofrio was our defensive coordinator. Maybe Manny's first year. But that's not what our defense. I mean, I was watching the game going, okay, D, come on. And then when we got them to 4th and 17, back-to-back sacks, I went, okay, there you go, ball game. And all of a sudden, 19-yard gain on 4th and 17. And I see the guy.
And by a true freshman. Oh. Even though he does seem to be the real deal, man. Howell does seem to be the real deal. I like.
Oh, he does. No doubt. And John mentioned something that's true. Young players have growing pains, John, and it's not that I see. That's the thing is when I was asked if I saw our pass defense taking a step back because we lost Jaquan, Sheldrick Boyd, and Michael Jackson as starters, and I said yes, step back in terms of giving up more big plays because of the lack of experience. But what I saw is our DBs getting beat physically. And that's something I didn't expect. Mm-hmm. I've seen our DBs, our young DBs. Well, shoot, even Trajan gave up the touchdown on a double move. Yeah. And guys, anybody can give up a TD. You know, if a cornerback who's never gotten burnt is a quarterback that never played. Okay, but when you know you don't have safety help over the top, you can't bite that hard on a double move. And that's where Trajan knows better than that because he's a junior.
Logan, have a good night, man. Thanks again for joining us and for your donos, man. We appreciate it. Yeah, I think so, big dog. I think you're right. I mean, listen, man. Hopefully we've seen the growing pains that for the rest of the year. Hopefully we don't see. I think this stretch of home games is going to be big for this team. You know, being able to play in front of the crowd. You know, being able to be more comfortable. I mean, listen, man. Those 2 first games. He
did a clean like mystery. That's what I meant. He played it overly aggressive, and you can be that aggressive if you know you got safety help for the.
That's the thing.
And
if you
make it a mistake.
Yeah, if you know you got safety help over the top, you could be aggressive like that. But if you know you don't, man, you can't. You get burned like that, and that's
Redlock brings up a great point, and it was in the first quarter, so it wasn't like the receiver set it up.
Exactly.
It didn't. He didn't even have time to set it up.
Yeah.
863 came with a big $10 dono. Thank you. And he says 12 straight wins.
Let's do
Hey,
it. Why
863.
not?
That's the thing. When I was telling people, when I was saying that we could still go 10-2, people were saying, "Oh, you got your cane shades on." It's not that. It's that the talent is there to do that. It would not surprise me if we win 10 in a row and then meet up with Clemson in the ACC championship game, and anything could happen.
Right.
Okay, but the difference was changed since the North Carolina game is that now, if you tell me we end up 8-4, I'm also not surprised, because what I saw is us getting beat, not by trickery, because they did the same things that they did against South Carolina.
Right.
And we allowed them to do those same things.
Right.
That's a concern.
Yeah.
That's a concern. If you're telling me we're getting beat because of misdirection, because North Carolina looks like a completely different team than what plays South Carolina, okay, that's inexperience.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden, so I see, us, them doing the same things that they saw on film. We had 2 weeks to prepare, and they're still working against us. That's something I have not seen in 3 years.
Right. Yeah.
So that's my concern.
100%. I'm with you, man.
And Thomas was saying that the road is, I don't think we'll lose at home, Thomas. I think traditionally young players, freshmen, play a lot better at home than they do on the road.
Yeah.
I know all players do to a certain extent, but freshmen especially. But you're right. I mean, in our road games left now are Tallahassee, Pittsburgh, and what's the other? Duke. Duke is our other road game. So, Tallahassee is, they got their own issues. So we'll see what happens there. And Duke plays good defense, but their offense is struggling. So, I mean, I like us there, and against Pitt, I like us there too. So we'll see.
We'll see, man.
I mean, guys, we still have a really good opportunity to win the Coastal, and and 863 says he sees progress. I have too.
I'm with you, man. That's what I was trying to say.
You know what happens, 863, is that people want things cut and dried. And it's not that, because when you say I see progress, people will say, yeah, but we're 0-2. So that's the same old Miami. I get that. It's not, listen, at University of Miami, we're not into moral victories. Okay. So we are into winning. And Chugbo Beer says, great show. Coach Enos needs to stop placing JW under center and play shotgun spread more so JW can pick apart the defense and help out the O-line. I'm 100% with you.
Thank you for the dono, Chugbo Beer. We appreciate it.
Donation. I want to see JW in a shotgun 75% of the time, if not more. Maybe with the exception of certain like short yardage situations and things like that. But other than that, I want to see him throwing from the shotgun considerably more often. I'm sorry. We were making
Dan Kane talking about seeing progress despite the losses.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing I would think was somebody else that said that.
No, 863.
863 Kane. Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing, is I have seen progress. I saw things from Jaron that I'm really, really excited about. He's, you guys know that I've been a Jaron guy throughout, that we've been Jaron guys throughout. My expectations for him were high, and he's exceeded my expectations even. So that's something that I've been really, really impressed with. Offensively, our running game, guys, DJ is gashing teams. He must be. I haven't seen the stats, but if you could pull it up, Junior. But he's probably averaging close to 8 yards a carry.
Who's that? DJ
Dallas.
Yeah.
And Cam would be right up there with him if it wasn't for the fact he's had 2 50-yard runs called back.
Exactly.
So our running game has been doing great. Our guys have been blocking in the running game. They've struggled with the pass blocking. Defensively, I'd like to see Rousseau get more time. I'd like to see Trayvon Hill get more time. As much as I love Patchen, I'd like to see Patchen get a little bit less time, because I'd like to see more dynamic players on our D-line. I'd like to see Jacozy get more play than Pat Bethel. I'd like to see Jordan Miller get and Manny has talked about that. He is going to give them more snaps. Yeah, and as far as our DBs, it's up to Blake Baker. I want to see these guys playing loose. I want to see guys playing fast. I don't want to see them thinking too much.
Right.
And it really appeared to me that they were thinking too much.
Yeah.
Somebody was mentioning about our road losses, and it was mentioning about Virginia game. Remember, guys, the Virginia game's at home. Now we have to play on a
short week. Right.
Yeah, KCC. I'm talking about Bethel. The thing with Bethel is he's solid, but that's all he is solid.
Yeah.
You know, he's not going to make any bad plays, but he also doesn't make a lot of great ones. So, and we have more dynamic guys, and I want to see him. Of course, we're dying to get Nesta back too.
Yeah. But let's go. We're about to head out of here, man.
Clavon, he was asking about Virginia loses to FSU. Does it count? Yes. All the losses. If you play against ACC, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right?
It still counts against you.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Big Dog, almost ready to get out of here.
Yeah, I think so. Brian, I don't agree with our D line is well above average. Our linebackers are above average, and our cornerbacks are very inexperienced. I will say that one. Coach Blissett, love what Jaron is doing. I can't wait for him to add the running element that he possesses.
Yeah, man. That's something I've been wanting to see as well. Yeah.
And hopefully Jason is going to get some playing time on Saturday. I'm dying to see Jason in there. That's another guy of the young guys that I'm looking forward to seeing. I want to see Jason, and I want to see Jared Harrison Hunt getting some playing time against Bethune-Cookman on Saturday.
Yeah. Guys, recommendations, man, for you could either leave them in the comment section once this video is posted, or you could just put them in here, and I might actually do a poll, maybe recommendations for our next video. We haven't done an X's and O's breakdown in a while, and I know some of you guys love those X's and O's breakdown, you know, with the Big Dog breaking out the chalkboard. He set up his room different. I don't know if you guys were able to tell, but you know, to be able to do those breakdowns and bring it to you guys so you can see it better. So recommendations for any videos that you guys want to see, or any X's and O's breakdown in particular. We were thinking about doing an X's and O's breakdown on the trenches, and you know, go over some concepts. And besides that, man, any recommendations that you guys want in the future, you know, let us know. Let us know in the comment section. If you're new here, subscribe. If you guys haven't liked already, please hit that like button on your way out of here. And yeah, man, if you want to support the channel, PayPal will be in the description, as well as right there. If you guys want to support the channel, man, we would really appreciate it. To all you that have supported and have joined us tonight, man, we really do appreciate it. We're cutting the show a little short, you know, than usual, because, you know, NFL Thursdays and stuff like that. So we're trying to keep it to like an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, man. So, but yeah.
Yeah, that Jay had mentioned about seeing two running back set. Jay, I do think we'll see that more. We saw it, I think, I want to say, for a couple of snaps. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Lingard in there with Cam, or Lingard with DJ, or DJ and Cam for that matter.
Yeah, I know McLovin. McLovin's like, don't get banned or trying to break down now.
Yeah,
I know.
We won't.
That's why we might have to bring out the chalk talk a little more, so we don't get flagged or whatever. That's gonna be handled, man. And like I said earlier, if you guys have any recommendations, you know, either, you know, hit us up on Twitter, DM us on Twitter, or leave us a comment. You know, if you guys have any recommendations, or to put us in contact with any people, man, that we could, you know, try to figure out how we can do our breakdowns with video, where, you know, we won't get, you know, into trouble or whatnot. So yeah, Sebra, good night, man. Brian Kalish, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. A63 Kane says wants to break down Virginia. No, we're gonna break down Virginia, especially when we
will. And as far as Bethune-Cookman, we didn't do a breakdown on them. Listen, Bethune will be a lot tougher than people think. Obviously, I'm not like Lou Holtz that used to, you know, every team that they were going to play is the greatest team in history. But but Bethune, we better be ready. We better be ready because they have a very, very fun offense to watch.
Big dog. If we lose to Bethune-Cookman, everybody's getting fired.
Oh, listen, I'm not
Everybody's getting fired.
talking. I don't know. I'm not talking about losing.
Everybody's getting fired.
No, I'm not talking about losing to Bethune, but I'm just saying is that they're a fun team to watch. Now,
This
obviously,
ain't FSU, man.
no, I get it. I get it. But I'm just saying that they are a fun team to watch, and I think they'll be much better than what people realize. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we should be able to handle them without an issue.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only that they people kept talking, guys. Unless something's changed, because they're talking about the UNC Wake Forest game that somehow doesn't count in the standings. It's always been, for example, we play Florida State every year, and our whatever happens in that Florida State game, it's a rivalry game, but that always counts in the standings, in the ACC standings.
Right.
So whatever team that you play always ends up counting in the ACC standings, and I don't, as far as I know, that's the case.
Now, if UNC ends up with the same ACC record as the Canes, then obviously they have the tiebreaker. So in that case, we need to have more wins and less losses than USC in the win column.
Huh? Or we need them to lose twice.
Oh yeah.
Conference, or for there to be a 3 or more way tie with only one loss, which almost never happens, but
right.
Because then we could end up winning a tiebreaker some other way. So
yeah.
As far as I know, KCC, that's what I've always understood. That even rivalry games, it doesn't matter. Like we always play FSU, but that game counts in the ACC standings.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and sign off, man. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined us. We really do appreciate it, like always, man. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. And as always. 0-2,
this you
2-0. It don't matter. It is and always will be about this you.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Oh, wonderful.